So, hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Nice. Thank you for agreeing to do this call with me today. And I may know you, but maybe those watching have no clue who you are. So, if you could, for me, just introduce yourself, maybe tell us where you are in the world, and what is your current passion? What are you working on?
So obviously my name is Jennifer and I'm now in California in San Francisco, but I'm based in France. So it's
Mhm.
I split my time between the two countries. Um, my passion right now, like I would say, lies in the sustainable luxury field. Like that's my niche.
Mhm.
Um, I love like the luxury brands, but I think I would say for me, like the thing that really like makes me feel so like drawn to it is like the concept of like slow fashion and caring for the environment, and also because I'm just not into fast fashion at all. Like I think that we're seeing a growing awareness against it, and I think a lot of people are trying to um adopt a more minimalist, more slow fashion lifestyle, but there still needs more awareness in the field. So that's
And
kind of where I fit in the marketing space.
and I love that everyone has their niche, and you seem to found a great one. Nice. So, um, there are just a few things I want to ask you today. And my first one is going to be before joining a program, what would you say was the struggle you were having that made you feel like you wanted to join a program like ours?
So actually, I had no intention of starting a business before joining the program.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, I never thought this was like a thing that I would do. I did work online before. I worked for a recruiting company, and I wasn't like my time in the company was all right, but it really was not what I was really passionate about at all. Like,
Mhm.
um, I was working like basically a 9 to 5. I had a boss and everything, and ultimately I ended up just resigning because the workload was just a lot, and it was in the tech field, and I'm not really into tech. And not only that, like during this time in my life, uh m- my I was engaged at this point, and that came to an end. So
Mm.
I had to really, at this time in my life, I was basically building up another life from ground
Yeah,
zero.
you're changing everything.
Exactly. I was going in one direction, and then I basically came to a stop, and I had to think, okay, what's the next thing what do I do in my life? And I saw Jet's I think one of her posts came on my Instagram feed, and I just out of curiosity booked a call with her, and
Mhm.
we talked. And um the fact that it was an opportunity for me to potentially work online,
Mhm.
um and I kind of just like bought the course. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this and see what happens. And it's been quite a journey since, because I never had the intention of starting a business or being a businesswoman, and
Yeah.
well, now I am one.
Yeah, I love that. Nice. Okay. And I want to ask, now that you joined this or program by happenstance, well, you already kind of shared that you know are a businesswoman, but what did you think about let me ask it in a different way. What would you say is the most valuable thing that you found when you joined our program?
I think definitely the coaches, just all the coaching calls there are, and the fact that there is a community out there that like when you do need help with something, like you have someone to turn to. There's always going to be some sort of information available that will help you in whatever shape or form you need.
Love that. Nice. And what would you say in the program, possibly, it could also still be the community that has actually helped you to build up this confidence that you now have as a businesswoman, the confidence in yourself?
It took a while because when I first started I went quite slow because I did have that imposter syndrome, and also I had a hard time really developing my niche. I thought it was one thing, and then I eventually found what I really like. But I would say like a lot of things also happen in my personal life that kind of just shaped that journey as well.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that sometimes it's just life itself. Like sometimes you have to keep telling yourself, like in order to like go past the imposter syndrome, like sometimes like people say like it's in your subconscious, you need to like change, you have to keep telling yourself you need to change your identity and stuff like that. So I think for me it was just like over time of being brave enough to say like, I am building a business, like I'm going to be successful. I think what really keeps us is af being afraid of failure. But then you see the success stories in the program and you see that you have the support that you need to become successful. And I would say all of that combined like helped me a lot.
I love that. Okay. Nice. And since having been in our program, what would you say for you is your biggest accomplishment to date since being with us?
I would say for me, I did manage to get like my first client. He was a beta client, but he was a client nonetheless. And I would also say just I think also narrowing down my niche, like really finally figuring out like this is where I want to take my business. These are the clients I want to work with, and being able to visualize it and like name it,
Yeah,
I was that was a huge accomplishment for me.
I love that. I love that. And yeah, yeah, you did get your client. So congratulations on that. Yes.
Thank
And
you.
let's take a trip back. So you were at home, you were tired of this job that you had, and your life was basically changing directions. You came upon Jet's post and you had the call with her. What did you think about um, making that investment to join the program? How did you feel about that?
I was a little scared at first because obviously you hear about, some scams. Like there are a lot of people out there that like, they promise you one thing, but then you make an investment and it doesn't come into fruition. And also just kind of like I would say people, just everyday people kind of live like um a more secure life who say like, oh, like why take a risk when you could work that 9 to 5 and have all those benefits? Um, and it's like, it does kind of um make you wonder, okay, is this an investment am I willing to make? And then I think for me, ultimately, it seemed to me like when I spoke with Jet, like she seemed very genuine and just seemed very like she really wanted to help me. Um and like I also like looked at the testimonials of like previous students who did the course and they were doing quite well. And that's when I just decided, okay, I think this is an investment that I should make. And I kind of just like made the investment.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Nice. Okay, well, I'm glad you decided to join us because it has been a really great journey having you as a part of our community. It's always a pleasure when I get to speak to you and see what you're going on with, and seeing your brand evolve into what it's becoming is really also very exciting. So my final question to you today is going to be if there is someone watching your testimonial today And they're also maybe in the space that you were when you were watching testimonials yourself. What would you say to them to what word of advice would you give them in terms of making that change and maybe joining our program too?
I would definitely say this is one of the best investments you'll make if like working online, having your own business is something that you want, is one of your goals, because you'll have a big community of people that who are after the same thing, and also you'll have um support and guidance for you as well. Not only in the modules, like the information to help you here, there's so much and it's really worth your investment. And I think the people and the coaches here and everyone here want to help you to become successful. So definitely go for it.
Yeah. I thank you for your shiny recommendation, Jennifer. I appreciate it so much. And like I said, it's really been a pleasure having you in our program as well. And if you are watching right now and you would like to even connect with other persons like Jennifer, all you have to do is yeah, that call and join the community. There's so many other success stories just like Jennifer in our program, and they're all willing. It's a very lovely community. Jennifer can attest to that. We're all very supportive, and like she said, our coaches. I'm one of the coaches who are here definitely to help you achieve your goals. So again, Jennifer, thank you for agreeing to do this call with me, and I want to wish you a good time with your new yeah, with your company.